All right.
Alright, guys, we're gonna start this meeting. The May 7th, or May 6th workshop for 2024. First is public comments. There's no one signed up tonight. Next, tomorrow night, Tuesday night will be Good Citizenship Award, the Pledge of Allegiance, and a moment of silence, and then the County School Spotlight, and then Ms. Bonnie will call roll. And then the first item on the agenda is to approve the May 7th, 2024 agenda of the County Board of Education. Anybody have anything against the agenda this month?
I will say that we do have our retirees that I'd like to honor, and if I could do that during the, after the employee spotlight.
We can just take a look at that.
Mhm.
Number 2 is the consent agenda. A is to approve the minutes of the April 11th, 2024 regular meeting of the County Board of Education. And B is to approve overnight and out-of-state trips, and it's trip number, 4665 CCHS FFA Leadership Camp in Doyle, Tennessee on June 24th through June 28th of 2024. Do you have any questions for Mr. Nichols? Number 3 is to approve qualified tenure teachers, and that is in your packet. Those are recommendations from Ms. Bonnie.
And I would also, once they're approved or if, whatever, I'd like to recognize them with a certificate as well.
Number 4 is the financial report, and that will be given to us tomorrow night at our regular meeting. Number 5 is the S report, Ms. Alexander.
Questions about the ESSER board update, just to kind of explain what I'm asking for as far as reallocating funds. TDOE did approve the funding for the summer learning camps, so everything I'm asking to reallocate is coming from those line items that we had originally budgeted for teachers, educational assistants, and cafeteria personnel, except for that $6,203.40. That was what was left over in that internet connectivity. Mr. Medford asked for, I think, $46,500 about this time last year. The project wasn't completed until the fall, but with the matching amounts and everything, he actually ended up coming in under budget by that amount, and that amount needs to be reallocated as well. So if you approve the amendment for that reallocation, the total is $45,036.40. That's going to be used to purchase the subscription for Mastery Connect, Standards and Assessment for grade 6-12, ACT Prep for Secondary High School, and about $6,000 additional to go towards the I-ready reading curriculum for K-5 intervention. Now, the total cost for the intervention curriculum is close to $30,000, but there was already money left in that line item from this year's budget. Do y'all have any questions about that?
So we just do need to make a motion to reallocate your.
That will be on number 6.
That's item number 6, but I just explained it all in your in the board update, and then I think I also gave you a document that went along with that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we've been waiting on that for a while. We had just really had that as a placeholder because the state had not given us guidance on whether or not they would continue to fund our summer learning camps. But we did get that for this coming summer camp.
Anybody else have any questions? So that covered number 6. Also approval of ESSER 3.0 amendment and reallocation funds. All right. Number 7 is the supervisor's report. Does anybody have anything they want to discuss on that? It is also in your board packet.
I want to thank all the supervisors for doing that. I do read it, and I think it's informative.
All right. Number 8 is the approval to apply for the Perkins Reserve Grant. Is that you, Ms. Kennedy? You got the floor.
It's a $50,000 grant. This year, we're going to apply for, industry credential, dual enrollment, dual credit testing funding. The only way that we can really afford to do that each year is whenever we apply for grants. So, part of that, and then we're also going to include, STEM resources and equipment to embed in all CTE at the middle school and high school. We're gonna look at some of those things, and the third thing is to, we're gonna purchase some project-based learning equipment for our vet lab. Those are what we're proposing. So, $50,000, fingers crossed.
And this is just to apply.
This is just a block. It's not matching or funds up front. We just get it if we get it.
What was the testing you said the first thing?
So we have to pay for dual credit tests, and for
Right.
industry credentials and things like that.
Right.
With our very minimal Perkins basic budget that we get from the state, we can pay for those things. So each year I have to apply for a grant to pay for those.
Have any other discussion? All right, thank you, Ms. Kennedy. Moving on to number 9 is the approval to partner with Lipscomb University concerning the MHPS Mental Health Services Professional Demonstration Grant Program. Bonnie?
This is an opportunity to partner with Lipscomb to, if the grant is approved through their university, not myself, we would be able to submit 1 to 2 of our certified personnel to start the school counseling program at Lipscomb free of charge. Part of the grant would be that they would be committed to our school system for 3 years once they got their certification. I'm working with our board attorney on the MOU. We've bounced it back several times. There's a couple of things he doesn't like in the MOU. There is a contract that the employee would sign that says if we don't have a position available, they're not held to that. We're not held to that. And I'm not moving on that. And I contacted the university, and they still think the contract will override the MOU. The MOU does not have that language in it. It still has the word shall, and I don't like the shall. And that's the holdup. If they remove the shall, we'll go with them. If they don't, I'm not, because I'm not committing this board to hire someone if there's not a position. And I hope you understand that. I want to do this, but I'm not going to commit you to something that you may or may not have funding for. Okay? So I just want you to approve it and then let me work on the MOU. And if the MOU does not change, then we'll have to, we'll just not do it.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Bonnie. Number 10 is to approve to declare technology item surplus. You got a list of those in your board packet as well.
Michael's at his nephew's graduation in MTSU. He thought he could get back, but he could not. He will be here tomorrow night, or at the meeting tomorrow night if you have any questions. It's just basic items that he is outdated.
Number 11 is to discuss possible purchase of a new driver's ed card.
I did talk with individuals. I talked with Mr. Nichols. I talked with Mr. Haley, Coach Haley. And we have a bid that will be submitted if to bid this. I don't have to have the approval to bid. I'm just going to go ahead and bid it. And then you'll come back and if you want to agree to purchase it. Mr. Haley said he would like a SUV type vehicle, and he carries about 3 students at a time. So Mr. Jennings had given us some, what he thought might be a good vehicle. And as Roger said, you can purchase a used SUV somewhere around 20,000, 25,000. I'd rather get a new car. You get a used, you're gonna be right back where you started from, with the one that we have, and we want this one to last a while. I don't think it'll last as long as that Jennings Ford did, but we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to the board to discuss, and then I think the bid, Diane Hickman submitted the bid Friday, so it could run 2 weeks, and we'll put this on the June agenda. I don't want to call a special call for this. We'll have plenty of time.
I like Miss Connie's thought process on a new vehicle. Cause it's just, if we get something that's used, you could end up sinking more money into it.
Well, you have a year warranty at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Haley was very happy to hear that.
Number 12 is to review policy, board policy 6.4001 through 6.710, student part 2. It's also in your board packet.
A lot of these policies were under my watch in my former job. So I went back through them again. We have some that deal with our special populations and then notification of student records. Nothing that I've seen that they're all updated very regularly. These are. And TSBA sent a thing out that they are reviewing all the new laws that have been passed. They are waiting to update any laws until they get better clarification on some of these. And they are not sending out any new policy revisions of the new laws passed until June, I believe.
I know it's a lot of them, 2006, we weren't.
They would be updated if there were changes. Because I had that question when we were looking at student fees. And they assured me then that they would, if there's anything that's changed, they send us the revision. That's the good thing of being with TSBA. We're always covered. Some of these are just, they've been there forever.
Okay. Any more questions on that? All right, moving on to number 13 is the adoption of the salary schedules for the next school year that we've been discussing in budget meetings.
I sent you some information today, based on your request. I sent a document, I believe, for the budget meeting, we were discussing upping salaries of what it would cost. So I think you have all the information.
Anybody want to discuss anything? Start it off? Yes. If not, we just vote on it tomorrow night. Floor is open. I had which transportation, are we doing A or B? Is that what y'all brought to us, or is that for
We
us
put
to
it
decide?
up for y'all to decide.
Because we've not really discussed that in the budget, unless I didn't see it in the video last week.
One is with bus trips that occur during the day, the other is without. That's why there's such a significant difference in the pay scales. I believe when we worked through those, and we did an average of trips, they are about the same. They'll equal out the same, unless you have one year where you're just having to drive a lot, which is what's happening right now.
What's your thoughts on that, Ms. Lisa?
I have 3 drivers that are training. I'm hoping I can get somebody in state. It's rare in me. I drive almost every single day. I don't need to be in a bus.
So on the,
I have no idea what those amounts
okay.
are.
One is just she would get paid extra to drive a bus, correct?
Which is what happens now. So when I drive, I get paid. The other would be, I would just have a salary and I drive and there would be no.
But she still would get extra if she drives after hours. Like if she takes a school trip, like kids on a trip or a ball team or whatever. She would still get compensated for that because that's not part of the job.
Right.
Which one do you think is better for you, Ms. Black, or for whoever, when you retire, I mean, what do you think would be better?
Never taken those things.
Well, I mean, I guess would you rather have one?
Um,
I'm just asking, like, you
Well,
want, if you get one salary and kind of done, or, I'm asking.
Well, I think when we were on the committee, I think we were thinking one's a guaranteed salary. The other
The other
is
one's
fluid
just,
because you just don't know when you're gonna drive and when you're not.
Right, that's what I was kind of looking at.
my husband's retiring, so a guaranteed salary is a pretty good deal. But
And it does have a pay increase in that. And it looks like it's all coming out of transportation because that's what we want to show on the pay scale. But of course, she does work other things, but she would not be funded under those line items. That money would go into transportation. So you're actually not losing money. It's just going to be put in another line item. Be more transparent too for everyone so that you'd be able to figure it out, for the next person that comes in.
I think almost every director that I've talked to, other than the big schools like the Davison and Rutherford, but all around here, most of them drive every day. A lot of the directors drive. We can't find drivers.
Are they, do you know if they're just on a salary, or
There's that.
I'm trying to take away jobs from her too because of that issue. She's been running ESP. I think we found a way to hire somebody to be the director over that. We talked about that in the budget meeting. You just get too much on your plate. You can't get the jobs done, and then it causes additional stress on the employees. So transportation is pretty critical. Just all our jobs are critical, but that's pretty critical. We got to get kids where they're going.
anybody else have anything?
I do think you need to look at next year, and you'll see that in the strategic plan. I got a glimpse of it today for the first time. Looking at maybe thinking about extending our pay scale for our employees that have been here many years, because we only go to 20 on every scale. At least if you went to 25, it would help those individuals out that have been loyal to your school district.
4 or 5 for 15 or 20 years, correct?
On that scale, yes. Besides. And Marston.
So the bus pay scale A is without the trips, correct?
I don't know, just
It says it on the bottom.
I think B is the one,
Go up to the top. Now go over to A and let me look at it. Yes, B,
B is without the trips.
without the trips. It's gonna be the higher scale. A is
a salary and
a
driving.
salary and driving, getting paid to drive.
And then B is.
And that's
higher
based, right. And they used this, again, they did the same process. They took surrounding counties.
Any further discussion from other night's budget meeting? Sorry, I was on a table. We'll move on to 14 if we have more questions tomorrow night. And discuss it after a motion's been made. 14 will be approved purpose FY 25 budget. Douglas will also present us with that as well, I'm assuming.
Yes. you will.
Is there anything to discuss on that right now?
He will have to make an adjustment depending on what you decide on the salary scale that you're looking at. And that would also be the teacher salary scale as well. Because you're proposing in the budget to go up on that.
47,000.
47. And we'll have a copy of that for you.
Anybody else have anything? All right, 15 is Ms. Bonnie, director's comments.
Don't have anything. We have an awards banquet here very soon, so.
Number 16 is my comments. I don't have any for tonight. I know y'all got an important thing to get to. And then 17 will be adjourned, and a reminder, our meeting is tomorrow night, Tuesday, May 7th, instead of Thursday of this month. At the Cannon County Middle and Elementary Cafeteria.
And we will have refreshments at 5:30 for our retirees, and honor them. So a little earlier for that.
Thank y'all.
As a reminder, board members too, it is Teacher Appreciation Week. Yeah, we'll make sure y'all remember that.
Nurse appreciation.
It is. It's the same week. It's a big week in our household.
Thank you, Tim. Text.